Good evening, Brian. It's Tuesday. Congratulations on getting your new car. I know that's super exciting. I know you liked the last one before a lot. Hopefully you like this one just as much. I'm definitely no stranger to having to go through cars frequently. As you might know, or probably know, in the time since I've been driving, so about 9 years since I got my first license, I've had 4 cars. The first car was the 99 Grand Am that I got into a number of car accidents in, including one time where the car got into an accident without me. That's a fun story. So by the time that I finally got rid of it, it was in pretty rough shape. If I remember correctly, the driver's side window was held up with duct tape. The driver's side mirror was held on with duct tape. There were dents in the doors, and I think the passenger side door would not open all the way because it had gotten dented. So it could no longer open all the way. After that, I had my 85 Honda Civic, which was fun. There was no paint job on that car, if you remember. It was just primer colored. I paid $900 cash for it, and it lasted about a year. But I still love that car a whole lot, despite its many weird flaws. After that, I got the pickup truck. I'm not really a pickup truck person, Brian, but I sort of got it out of desperation because that's all that there was for me to get. My Civic died literally the week before I started school in Greensboro, which is about 40 minutes away, and I have to start commuting multiple days a week. The week before I started school, my Civic died. So it was very much a desperate, I will buy whatever I can get in this week. I ended up getting a pretty good deal on the truck, and it actually ran really, really nicely. As much as I disliked it being a pickup truck, it was a lot of fun to drive. It was just something about it. It was just fun and zippy, and I really liked that car, and I had it for like 2 or 3 years, I think. I think Dad still has it, or had it for a while. I think he still has it. So that's fun, and it's still going strong with him. And then I have my current car, my Honda Civic. It's more recent than the 85. I like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite out of all the ones I've had, although the 85 Civic still has a special place in my heart, mostly because it was the older hatchback design. I like that a lot, that boxy mid-80s Honda hatchback design. But I like this car a lot. I also find it funny that you locked your keys in your car. Well, don't lock your keys in your car, but lock yourself out of it. I've definitely done things like that, as you know. I've locked my keys in my car a number of times. That's super interesting about there being a different key for the ignition and the car door lock. I think Dad's pickup truck, or a pickup truck that he's had, has been like that before, but I'm pretty sure that's not a super common thing, so that's really interesting. You also mentioned that it only had a key entry point on the driver's side door. There was no lock on the passenger door or any other door to put the key in. That's not super uncommon. That's how my car is too, actually. I think that probably means that the car initially came with one of those electronic fobs on the keychain, so presumably you'd always be unlocking it with a fob, so you wouldn't need to put the key in the door, and they just have the one lock on the driver's side door just in case your fob dies and you have to be able to get in. They need some way for you to get in, but it's not as important to have the lock on both sides of the car or on the back because you have the fob, presumably. It sounds like yours didn't come with a fob. My car's the same way. It initially had a fob when it was new, but when I got it, there was no fob, so that's kind of a drag. It'd be super nice to be able to just walk up and use the fob to open the car. But that all is just sort of part of what it's like to own a car. There's lots of car issues and problems sometimes, and even cars that you buy new, sometimes you forget your keys or you have things go on with them, and that's just kind of part of it. But it's good that Dad was able to rescue you, and now that you've had the car for a few more days, I hope that you're really enjoying driving it. I'd love to hear about that in your vlog tomorrow, about if you like the new car, things you like about it, or etc. Because that's definitely an exciting change, and for someone that spends as much time in their car as you do, I'm sure it's going to be a big change in your day-to-day life having a different car. So that's pretty exciting. I think that's probably all that I'm going to have time for to talk about in this vlog today, Brian. But I hope it wasn't super boring, and I look forward to seeing your vlog tomorrow on Wednesday. Have a good night.